The crisis with the logistics partners had been averted, but Lucien's quiet triumph stirred something in the upper floors of the Heir group. For weeks, whispers drifted through the executive ranks, hushed mentions of the analyst who'd outmaneuvered Revante. Lucien, as always, paid them no mind. He came and went without ceremony, the plain silver crescent earring glinting at his left ear like a sliver of moonlight. Yet there were nights when, alone in his apartment, he noticed a faint, darker shimmer at the center of the silver crescent, a shade like the first hint of midnight. At the next quarterly strategy meeting, the atmosphere was different. Where once Damien's confidence commanded the room, now several directors listened more intently when Lucien spoke. Damien noticed it too. The easy smile he wore during presentations felt forced as he glanced at the quiet man seated at the end of the table. Vivian opened the session crisply. Our expansion into the northern corridor has exceeded expectations, but Revante won't stay quiet for long. We need to anticipate their countermoves. Damien leaned forward, arms crossed. They'll focus on undercutting our new routes. I propose an aggressive rate-cutting strategy. We choke their margins before they choke ours. A few directors nodded, murmuring. Lucien finally spoke, voice steady. Cutting rates will invite a price war we can't sustain. Revante thrives on undercutting. Instead, we should lock in our new carriers with performance-based incentives, make them partners, not just vendors. If they profit when we profit, Revante can't lure them away. Damien shot him a sidelong glance. That's optimistic. Partners still chase better deals when they come knocking. Lucien's crescent earring caught the light as he turned his head slightly. Not if we bind them with something more than numbers. Reliability, shared growth, trust. Revante can't offer that overnight. Vivian's expression softened, almost imperceptibly. Let's review both proposals. We'll reconvene tomorrow. After the meeting, as the directors dispersed, Vivian approached Lucien by the window overlooking the city. You've changed these past weeks. I remember when you hardly spoke in these sessions. Lucien's gaze stayed on the skyline. Circumstances reveal what's necessary. Some battles aren't won by raising your voice, but by choosing the right moment. Vivian studied him a moment longer. There's something different about you lately. I can't quite place it. Lucien offered the faintest smile. Maybe you're finally looking closer. That evening, Lucien received an encrypted message from an elder of the Cross family. The message was short, as all Cross communications were. The elders have taken note. The trials temper the heir who endures. You walk the path as intended. Lucien sat in silence for a while, the phone resting beside his cup of black tea. He remembered his father's words long ago. A Cross heir is not declared by birth, but by the weight he can carry unseen. He glanced at the crescent earring in the mirror. For a fleeting moment, he thought he saw the silver deepen, the faintest hue of black settling along its arc. Meanwhile, Damien met privately with one of his contacts in the Heir legal department. Run a discreet background check on Lucien Cross. I want to know exactly where he came from and why someone with his skills has been hiding behind spreadsheets. The lawyer hesitated. Cross is not a name you probe lightly. It might stir attention we don't want. Damien's eyes narrowed. Then be discreet. I don't like fighting shadows. Later that night, Lucien was reviewing shipment reports in his apartment when his phone vibrated. The caller ID displayed a name he hadn't seen in years, Elder Soren Cross. Lucien answered quietly. You've been busy, Lucien. I saw the reports. The elders are pleased. Lucien answered calmly. Pleased enough to call me? A low chuckle came through the line. A crescent begins as silver, but turns black when it's ready to hold the night sky. The stone in your earring, has it started to darken? Lucien's eyes shifted to the mirror across the room, where the earring glimmered with that same faint midnight tint. Lucien said, "It has." Soren smiled. "Good. Don't rush it. When the crescent is fully black onyx, you'll be called home as a true heir." The line clicked off. The next week, Revante launched an unexpected offensive, not in freight rates, but in influence. They pressured municipal authorities to restrict Heir's carrier operations in 2 key cities. Permits were revoked overnight. An emergency meeting was called. Directors argued. Damien slammed his hand on the table. Vivian tried to hold the room together. Through it all, Lucien listened, calm as ever. When the room fell into tense silence, he spoke. "We anticipated Revante would strike through official channels eventually. I've already prepared documentation exposing their collusion with certain port authorities. If we present this to the right oversight committee, those restrictions will be lifted within the week." Damien stared at him in disbelief. "You've been preparing for this?" Lucien's tone remained even. A strategist always assumes the next move is already being planned. Vivian turned to Lucien, a faint but genuine respect in her eyes. "Then prepare the brief. We'll present it tomorrow." That night, Lucien stood on his apartment balcony, watching the city's distant lights shimmer like scattered constellations. A breeze stirred his hair and brushed past the crescent earring. In the moonlight, the once silver crescent gleamed with a deeper, darker luster. Not yet fully onyx, but no longer just silver. For the first time, Damien felt real unease. Vivian sensed the shift in power, but could not yet name it. And Lucien, the man once overlooked, stood quietly at the threshold of the destiny his family had set for him. A crescent moon was rising in the night sky, and with it, the shadowed heir of the cross.
Thank you for sharing this chapter with us at Velvet Chapters Brew. Comment, like, and subscribe to see where the next page takes us.